All right, let's jump right into this explainer and unpack something that's on everybody's mind right now. We're talking about the massive, honestly, kind of overwhelming shift AI is bringing to the future of work and education. We hear constantly that AI is this inevitable tidal wave, right? And that we just have to adapt or get left behind. But when you look past all the corporate hype and actually talk to the young professionals who are living with this technology every single day, a surprisingly different picture emerges. Just listen to this raw, real frustration from a Gen Z student. They literally called their generation the sacrificial generation. They're feeling completely stranded in this weird transitional era of technology. Sure, they recognize that AI is incredibly efficient and, absolutely here to stay. But there is a profound sense of uncertainty. They're asking really hard questions about whose hard-earned labor is ultimately being erased by these systems. So, this brings us to the core paradox of our explainer today. Young people were promised that AI would give them superpowers, making them sharper and highly employable. But instead, we're seeing widespread frustration and anxiety. We really have to ask ourselves, is this technology actually giving the next generation a leg up, or is it quietly pulling the rug out from under them? Okay, Section 1, the Gen Z AI Dilemma. Let's explore exactly why this specific demographic is feeling the immense weight of this shift. Now, to be clear, adoption is absolutely not the issue here. Roughly half of Gen Z is using generative AI every single week, which far outpaces older generations. They are actively using these tools, yet they remain deeply skeptical that the tech giants stewarding AI have their best interests at heart. I mean, they aren't anti-AI by any means. They just don't believe we are on a sustainable path right now. It's like they're trapped in this agonizing frustration loop. They're told to use AI to keep up, they use it for studying, they blast out job applications, and then boom, their resumes get intercepted by AI hiring filters acting like ruthless bouncers at an exclusive club. Combine that with crippling university debt and the very real fear that entry-level work is being automated away, and the whole AI revolution just feels incredibly demoralizing. Section 2, Dueling Narratives of Work. Are the jobs actually vanishing, or are we just caught up in a massive hype cycle? We've all heard the two extreme pitches by now, right? On one side, you have the tech executive's utopian dream, where we're freed from all boring, dull work to reach peak human creativity. And on the flip side, you've got the sci-fi dystopia, a massive job apocalypse where robots just steal everything. But labor economists will tell you that neither of these extremes is actually playing out in reality. The reality is actually a really messy middle ground. People are largely keeping their jobs, sure, but the nature of the work is changing. And honestly, not always for the better. Workers are losing the creative, interesting parts of their roles and are instead forced to operate at a crazy pace just to keep up with machine outputs. Take translators, for instance. They aren't being totally replaced, but many are now handed a machine translation and told to simply tidy it up. Twice the pace, half the pay. It makes the work feel a lot lonelier and, frankly, a whole lot more robotic. Moving on to Section 3, the entry-level reality. And this leads us straight into the anxiety surrounding those vital early career opportunities. Let's tackle the elephant in the room, the biggest fear for new grads right now. Is AI actually stealing the entry-level job? Tech leaders love to boast that they simply won't need to hire junior staff anymore. But economists looking at actual labor market data are currently struggling to find evidence that massive numbers of entry-level jobs are just vanishing overnight. So here is the actual shift we're seeing. Jobs aren't necessarily disappearing, but the baseline expectations, they are absolutely skyrocketing. The definition of an entry-level worker is being totally rewritten. What an 18-year-old or a fresh grad will be expected to produce on day one of a new job is going to be light years beyond what was expected in the past. Section 4, Rethinking Education with AI. Because if those workplace expectations are skyrocketing, we really have to ask how our education systems are preparing students for this incredible new bar. There is this fascinating concept out of MIT called the augmentation trap. Basically, if you're using AI strictly to churn out an email or write an essay quickly for a short-term win, you risk severe cognitive decline in the long run. Why? Because you simply aren't building the neural pathways required to actually learn and master the material yourself. You're outsourcing your thinking. And the best way to handle this in schools is actually pretty old school. It's the pocket calculator approach. Think about it. We don't hand calculators to 6-year-olds. We force them to learn mental arithmetic and the underlying concepts first. You have to build that foundation, test it out with a blank piece of paper and a pen, and only then do you introduce the advanced tool to solve the really complex problems. This brings us to our final section, Section 5, Future-Proofing Your Mind. Let's talk about how you can actually adapt your learning to thrive alongside AI. To truly future-proof yourself, your entire mindset has to shift. You need to stop framing AI as just a machine that spits out finished work. That's highly limiting. Instead, frame AI as a true tool of mastery. Use it as an interactive guide that forces you to deeply understand the subject matter rather than an intellectual crutch that lets you bypass the learning process altogether. Practically speaking, this means using AI as your own personalized tutor, not your proxy. Have it critique your drafts, point out flaws in your logic, or poke holes in your arguments. But whatever you do, never let it do the creative heavy lifting. Because eventually, the AI gets stripped away, maybe in a boardroom or an exam hall. And if you don't possess the actual underlying skills, it's going to be a harsh reckoning. I absolutely love this analogy from the source material. It says, great abs are made in the kitchen, not the gym. Great knowledge and skills are made by actually doing the resistance training. You simply cannot cheat the process of learning. In an AI-driven world, cognitive resistance training, doing the hard, unassisted mental work, is your ultimate competitive edge. Let your brain struggle with complex concepts. That's how you build true, lasting capability. And remember, AI models kind of act like content moderators, homogenizing facts into average information. Your best defense in this landscape is discernment. You have to know what good actually looks like. And the absolute oldest, most reliable tech for building that critical thinking? Books. They don't hallucinate and they don't need a software update. Reading builds the deep baseline of knowledge you need to actually know when an AI is dead wrong. So we'll leave you with this final, provocative question to think about the next time you open up a chatbot. It really is the defining question for the next generation of workers. Are you using AI to skip the hard work, or are you actively using it to master the subject? Because your future cognitive capacity and ultimately your agency in this new world depends entirely on your answer.